This question actually got submitted a lot, and I've refrained from asking it, and I wanted to ask it to you because I feel like you'll give us a smart and candid answer. This is an inside the casting director's head question, but what sorts of notes do you take during auditions? Like, what are you writing on the piece of paper?
Sure. Well, and you know, I've wrestled with this because in recent years, I mean, my handwriting is garbage now, so I rarely actually write things down. Um, I mean, I'm looking at the screen. Many of you have been in auditions for us, and I pretty much always have a laptop open. I fought that for a long time. Ultimately, the way kind of my business operates, it's become a necessity. And so on one hand, I'm putting people into our database and putting people into consideration for other projects. Sometimes we know what a season is a year or two out. So right now, I'm not, I mean, right now I know nothing, but right now I might be aware of projects that are going to be casting in fall of 2021. And I won't be, if I just wrote that down on a piece of paper, I'm probably not going to think to look at that piece of paper later on. But if I flag you in our database and say, hey, when you're casting our town in late 2021, here's a terrific Rebecca. You know, I mean, things like that are very valuable. And then all of a sudden someone's like, how did you think to call me in for this? It's my dream role. And I'm like, I take notes, you know, I know what I'm doing, you know. So I mean, so that's part of it. I think that my notes, I mean, I'll be really honest. I write my notes as if the person about whom I'm writing them is going to see them. I've come to that over the years, and I'm not, you know, maybe we'll all get hacked or, you know, have our offices broken into, but I mean, I believe that there should be some transparency in terms of how things are done. I have no interest in being mean. I have no interest in, you know, writing an essay. My notes tend to be pretty functional. So now that could include negative criticism. That could include if someone's, you know, pitchy or having trouble with intonation or singing wrong notes or singing wrong intervals. Like, that's valuable information for me to have. It doesn't mean it's now and forever. I write that knowing that I've seen people where I thought they were pitchy and in fact they just learned it wrong, or I thought that they, you know, didn't have great support, but they were battling allergies that day. I mean, there are a lot of different things at play. So it takes a lot for me to kind of discount someone for all time. That tends to be only based on rudeness, and it tends to be more based on what people do when they're actually on a contract and things like that. So yeah, no, typically I try to write notes that are going to serve a function, which for me is where might this go. Now, if I'm with a creative team, I'm sometimes notating their response so that they remember, so that I can say, oh no, you actually really like them. This is what you said, or this, you know, or this was your response, or something that I want to remember in that moment, which is like, I want to be able to say, oh, they're not right for this, but wouldn't they be the perfect understudy and then play this ensemble track? Should we have them back for the dance call? Things like that. So now, the demands on our time have changed in recent years. I'm in auditions during normal times 4 or 5 days a week, and I have an expectation of responding immediately to everything. So I say with trepidation, it's possible that I'm responding to a crisis. It's possible that I'm dealing with something else, only and only if the full creative team is there and present. If they're not, I'm there to be present. But if a director and a writer and everyone's there, then yeah, I might answer an email. I might answer something that's time sensitive. I mean, I'm not just sitting there shopping or, you know, buying groceries online, because Lord knows that's time consuming. So, but you know, so all of that is to say that I think that the difference between now and 15 years ago is that you're never going to walk into a room without technology now.